What's going on, everybody? Welcome to your daily astrology horoscope for Friday, November 18th, 2022. Astrologer Brian Scarborough here, Fixed Air Moon, keeping the collective fixed on astrology. Truly appreciate you all very much. Hope everybody's doing outstanding. Happy Friday. Let's take a look at the horoscope for today. All right, well, it's the sun at 26 degrees of Scorpio, so it is Sun sextile Pluto day, which is definitely a positive aspect and going deeper. Gosh, everybody's like, oh my God, I got to go deeper. We're just going deeper. We're exposing a lot of things, but in a harmonious way, in a way that is a little bit more friendly. It maybe won't feel friendly, but I think we can uncover a lot of these deeper soul urges and figure out what we're working towards. This moon in Virgo is definitely trying to figure out our reality and find comfort in it, but it's going to oppose Neptune, it's going to oppose Jupiter today, and it will make the trine over to Pluto by the evening, as well as the sextile over to the sun by the evening. So there's definitely a lot of positives here, but there's also this deep need to find this big meaning of a little thing in our lives. And I think that we have to come back to looking at things in a very simplistic way, trusting our soul urges, defining by what we really feel. The feeling is so important. The mind right now it's weird and it's hard because the moon's going to square Mars, putting a lot of tension. And it's going to come to 22 degrees and exactly square that Mars. And guess what? Mars is at 22 degrees, exactly square that Neptune in retrograde for the second time. So I do think that Friday is a very intense day that's trying to get to a point in our lives where we're transmuting energy in a positive way, and we're not transmuting it through escaping. We're not transmuting it through, negative qualities or going backwards into patterns that we've done before. I think we definitely need to understand that we need to solve new equations. Even as we start the day, the moon's coming off a trine to Uranus. It's these different ways that are going to help us. And there is even the quincunx over to Saturn in Aquarius. I know that things might be weird, but it's almost like one of those days where it's like the more unusual you go after things in an unusual way or a way that you haven't done it before because you're listening to a soul urge or a deeper emotional response to something. That's where the point's at. It's not so much in this analytical, has to be this perfected form right now. Like nothing's perfected. Like don't stress on perfection and don't overthink yourself to death because I don't know, Mercury in here in Sagittarius is like trying to find a needle in a haystack for our mind, and it's not comfortable there, and Mercury doesn't do well there. But the beautiful part of Mercury in Sag is that we don't have to go into that space. We can just look at things more abstract, look at the bigger picture, find freedom in the expanse, in the hope, in the way that things can transmute. And definitely using this creative nature today, because that's where this moon is going to thrive, is if it's acting impulsively on the intuition and on the creativity and not looking at things from things have to be perfected form, but in the abstract way that you can create and use today to get into reality, to get to work for a purification of yourself. And in a way that matches your frequency and in a way that matches a deeper desire, because that's what it comes down to today is our desires are being met with extreme pressure with the sun sextile Pluto and with the moon square Mars and in this big T-square energy with Neptune and Mars. It today can definitely send people over the edge with anxiety, stress, not having the clarity they're looking for. And I'm here to tell you it's okay to not have clarity right now. You trying to force clarity into your life is only going to make you more frustrated. Just flow. Be in acceptance with where things are. Know that the universe put you in this place right now to find acceptance and to have faith. And faith is a beautiful thing, as we are getting to see the sun make its trine over to Jupiter for the next few days, and that's building up. And with Venus here and Mercury here in Jupiter's other home of Sagittarius, it's safe to believe, it's safe to have faith, it's safe to have hope and to see a bigger picture right now. It doesn't have to be perfect, it doesn't have to be all put together in some pristine way, but you'll find purity in the faith to let the universe guide you, to act impulsively on where that is taking you, and to not overthink, because think is going to stress. We'll think today. We can't get away from our thoughts. They're always going to be there, but don't, stress yourself out. You have more clarity than you know within the feeling. And today especially can transmute you to a place that you really do want to be, but you have to get into a creative place to really feel what that is and to try something different. I feel like it's a shift of routine kind of day that will snap us out of patterns, subconscious loops. And I think we're going to see what those subconscious loops are today. And we have to be able to not overjudge ourselves for having these loops, but to see it for what it is and to let our soul say, yeah, enough's enough, time to clean this up in my life because I can't keep doing this over and over again. It's keeping me in a bind. And I think we can break binds, we can break things that are, not bringing a good reflection or not bringing a good twin-like energy, mirror reflection into our life, whether that's relationships, a job, whatever it is that might show up in your reality. Today's going to kind of bring that out. And, I would say that we can almost want to turn a blind eye to it, but that's not going to help us. Things are almost too intense. The intensity's too ramped up to just say, no, that's not true. Like, you're going to have to be honest with yourself today. And I think you'll find that you have a good day. But that moon finishing up in Virgo and with all these aspects it's making, things are going to be felt deeply in our reality today, and probably around the things that we do over and over and over again, because they're not working, and it's time for a shake-up and a mix-up, and it's time to not really think about it, but definitely a time to impulsively and responsively act responsibly for something that you could just, a little tweak can go a long way right now, especially if you're feeling it within you. Try it, and don't have a big expectation over the outcome. Just try things and see what manifests from there. Today's a good day to test that theory. I think it'll show up in a positive way if you do. And that's what I got for today. So we'll see what the tarot has to bring. Hope you had a good week. Hope everything's going outstanding. And let's see what we got here. Five of Spears in reverse. Definitely is the Five of Wands in reverse here on the Game of Thrones deck. So it's not a time to force things to, try and be overly competitive with reality. Like, just the flow and listening to your emotions and your feelings are going to help you transmute life in a way better way. If you're fighting things just to fight things or forcing energy today, you could feel some serious blocks show up, and they could be very frustrating. Two of Coins upright. Time to find the balance point in our reality, and I think we do that through our emotions, through our visions, through our dreams, our hope. But there is a coming back to reality of the little shifts that you can make to find that sweet spot and to get out of karmic loops, right? So, loopy, infinity. We don't want to stay in negative loops anymore. And the Ten of Spears in reverse. Time to, really release some stuff we've been carrying for a long time. And it's going to feel difficult, and we're going to feel like we want to go back into things that have been weighing us down, and we're feeling like, oh gosh, will this ever end? Like, drop off the stuff that you don't need and keep going with the stuff that you do. And it might just be a little thing that you got to drop off to reposition yourself better, but that's a little shift today that will go a long way. I love you all very much. I hope you have a beautiful Friday, and I'll see you all for the weekend forecast tomorrow. Much love. Peace.